Next, I want to talk about SAR stories. SAR stories are stories you will write for each skill requirement listed in the job description. SAR, SAR, stands for S is for situation. That's where you set the scene for when you used the skill that is listed in the job description. A is for action. That's where you explain the action you took when you used that skill. And then R is for result. That's where you describe the outcome of the situation. To prepare for the job interview, you will write a SAR story for each skill that the employer requires. And you should also write a SAR story for each skill listed in your resume. You will use those SAR stories throughout your entire job interview. When you write your SAR stories, make sure you show your results in numbers. Let me give you some examples. Here are some SAR story examples for a customer service representative role. There are three examples listed on the screen. The first example is the situation: employee onboarding paperwork was often submitted late. The action that you took: I created a tracking spreadsheet and sent weekly reminders to new hires. The result: on-time document completion increased by 25% within 3 months. Another example is office supply costs were exceeding the department budget. The action you took: I reviewed purchasing habits and negotiated with vendors for bulk discounts. The result: the department saved $5,000 annually on office supplies. And the last example: managers spent significant time manually scheduling interviews. The action: I implemented an online scheduling tools for candidates and hiring managers. And the result: reduced interview scheduling time by 10 hours per week. These are all examples of SAR stories that you will use as your answers when the interviewer asks you questions like, tell me about your customer service representative experience. Tell me about a time when you had a challenging situation. Tell me about a time when you improved something on your job. So your SAR stories are examples that you will give when you answer the interviewer's questions. Here's another example for a registered behavior technician role. While working as a registered behavior technician, I supported a client who frequently became frustrated during our daily living activities, which often led to behavioral outbursts. So, what the RBT is doing in this example is giving the situation where they used a specific skill. The action they took: I followed the client's treatment plan, used positive reinforcement strategies, and broke tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. I also communicated regularly with caregivers to ensure consistency between sessions. So the RBT gave the situation, the action they took, and now they're showing the results. The client demonstrated improved participation in daily activities and became more independent over time. The consistent approach reduced challenging behaviors and increased the client's confidence in completing tasks. Now, in this example, there were no specific numbers, and that's okay if you can't always give numbers. In this particular situation, the person interviewing for the RBT role showed how they drastically improved the client's participation, and this is huge in that field of work. So in your SAR stories, if you cannot give specific number results, just show how something was improved or somebody's behavior was improved in your results. The SAR story is a great way to show your experience and your qualifications for the job because it shows the interviewer that you have used that skill before and that you did have results when you used that skill. The results is the most important part of your SAR story. Make sure you always show results when you give your story and when you show your examples. If you would like to receive assistance writing your SAR stories, we are available to help you at Purposeful Living Coaching.